Now, foreign people regard the tentacle porn as just crazy porn from Japan, but it is part of our traditional culture. Look at this painting. This style is called Shunga. This was painted by famous Japanese painter Hokusai in 1840. Over 200 years ago, he drew tentacle porn. It has a history longer than Canada and almost the same as the US. Today, I'll talk about Shunga.
Meshida.
Shunga is one type of ukiyo-e. Ukiyo-e is a genre of traditional Japanese painting, and it was established and became popular among the ordinary people during the Edo period. Shunga depicted sex between a man and a woman, gangbangs, gay sex, and even people having sex with animals. In the Edo period, Shunga was very popular, but now in Japan, Shunga is regarded as obscene and dirty. This perspective was based on Christian sense of morality. During the Edo period, sex wasn't shameful for Japanese people, and we didn't hide it. Japan was much more open regarding sex. Shunga is not only pornography but also comical drawing. They depict sex with humor and entertain people with a wide variety of genres. For instance, girls hunting for men, cheating, dressing up in costumes, gay romance, comedy and fantasy. If you see their big bananas and the positions they get into, you'll understand they are often humorous. Their banana size is definitely a fantasy.
Meshida.
And this was also used for sexually educating samurai's daughters. This is a sex education textbook. This must have been excited to have sex with guys with such large bananas. But when they saw a real one, they must have been so disappointed. This is the same as when we see the Merlion in Singapore. They would say, "Wow, is this a real size?"
Meshida.
During the Edo period, the Tokugawa shogunate conducted big reforms 3 times. Each time, they banned Shunga from being published because they thought it corrupted the public morals. As a result, Shunga became illegal and were published underground. Therefore, they didn't need to pass the strict censorship laws, and Shunga's sexual depictions became more free and crazy. So, it became more popular than before. Prohibition makes things more popular because when you make something illegal, people are more excited by the immorality. Now, in Japan, this tradition has been continued through cheating on your partner.
Meshida.
Almost all famous ukiyo-e painters painted Shunga, although we often only hear of their famous works that are in history textbooks now. At that time, it was said a ukiyo-e painter would be recognized as first-class painter when they took a job painting Shunga. For them, the painting of Shunga showed off their real skills. Even if they were arrested and punished, they continued painting Shunga with passion, and people enjoy looking at their Shunga very much. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now I'm organizing my solo stand-up comedy show and new comedy tour in Yoshiwara district. If you are interested in that, please check out the link below and don't forget to check out my Patreon page too.
Meshida.
There are still many shrines that worship genitals, and we still have many festivals where a lot of people carry a mikoshi or portable shrines that looks like genitals. Even around the genitals, we Japanese like to stay in groups. That's why we love orgies. To my surprise, even 1,500 years ago, if you look at clay figures, the male figures are showing off their fantasy-sized bananas, and female figures are lifting their skirts and showing their important parts. Since over 1,500 years ago, we have been making erotic figures. I know other countries did too, but when Christianity developed, in the Christian world, God created this world without sex, and Jesus was born without sex. They thought that sex was dirty and that it was a sin to have sex for sexual pleasure. That's why priests only love kids for sexual unpleasure.
Meshida.
Japan tried to avoid being colonized by Western powers, so we needed to modernize the country. That means westernizing and adapting the Christian views that sex is dirty. So Japanese people became ashamed to show their own sexual customs, and sex is now shameful and something to hide. In aiming to modernize our country and be recognized by Western countries as a developed country, we got rid of obscene things such as Shunga and our hentai culture that we really love. And now, ironically, those obscene things are very popular among Western people.
飯だ
Shunga shows a variety of genders having sex. Some of them look like girls, but they are actually boys having sex with men. In the Edo period, young kabuki actors would wait in tea houses that would be similar to love hotels nowadays. Young boys provided service not only to women, but also men. At that time, those boys were seen as similar to gender neutral. They seemed not to have a definition of gender. We accepted that sort of neutrality. Everything was acceptable. I think Japan was even more progressive than the rest of the world with LGBTQ+.
飯だ
Japanese women also enjoyed looking at the Shunga, and they rented it from a sort of library that delivered to your home. Some Western guy who visited Japan wrote that they were surprised to see Japanese women watch dirty porn and smiled about it. For Japanese people, sex was often a topic of humor. Now, Shunga is very popular as art in Western countries. One of the reasons is that in some Shunga, women are the focus of the composition and the aggressor in sex. It was totally different to compare to Western art of the same era. A Shunga exhibition has been held in Helsinki, Paris, Barcelona, Milan, and London. The largest ever Shunga exhibition was held in the British Museum in 2013. We can now say Shunga is art.
飯だ
But in Japan, we still see Shunga as dirty paintings. So even after it was exhibited in Europe, one famous Japanese museum refused to exhibit it. They seemed to think they needed to blur it the same as porn. Only a small museum organized a show and many people visited to see it. Luckily, we could see it there without a blur. But as you already know, we Japanese have a hentai DNA. In Japan, hentai means sexual fetishes or perversity. It's time that, as a developed hentai country, we show the world hentaitainment. In Japan, we only change our mind through pressure from the outside. We never change it by ourselves. That's Japanese society. So please don't complain about our sexual customs and the weirdness of our country. That's all traditions and we cannot change our DNA. And if you like Shunga and our hentai culture in Japan, please let us know. If you praise it enough, Japan will display it openly again, without blur. I think we shouldn't hide it. We should be proud of our hentai culture. If you want to learn more our hentai culture, please check out my Patreon page.
飯だ
I'm now organizing a comedy quiz show and tour in one of Tokyo's most notorious red light districts, not Kabukicho, but Yoshiwara. Historically, Yoshiwara was a true red light district of Tokyo. If you are curious about its wild history and the world of Japanese sex establishments, come join my comedy quiz tour in Yoshiwara, Tokyo. Please check out the link below.